If you are a senior living in Australia right now, what I am about to share with you in the next few minutes could directly impact the money that lands in your bank account. Stay with me because this is one update you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Welcome back to Aus Pension Update, the channel dedicated to keeping Australian seniors informed, empowered, and financially prepared. I am glad you are here today because we have a major announcement to break down for you step by step in plain and simple language so you know exactly what is changing, when it is changing, and most importantly, how it affects you personally. Let us get straight into it. As of April 2026, the Australian government has officially confirmed a new payment boost for age pension recipients across the country. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. The Department of Social Services has released updated figures, and Services Australia has begun rolling out the revised payment rates. This is real money, and it belongs in your pocket. So what exactly has changed? Every year, the government reviews pension payment rates twice, once in March and once in September. These reviews are tied to movements in the Consumer Price Index, also known as the CPI, and the Pensioner and Beneficiary Living Cost Index, known as the PBLCI. The government takes whichever index gives pensioners the higher increase, and that is the rate that gets applied. On top of that, there is a benchmark that ensures the maximum pension rate for a single person does not fall below 27.7% of male total average weekly earnings. This protects the real value of the pension as wages in Australia grow over time. As of March 20, 2026, the new maximum age pension rates came into effect. For a single pensioner, the new maximum full pension rate is now $1,149 per fortnight. That is an increase from the previous rate of $1,116.30 per fortnight. That means single pensioners are receiving an extra $32.70 every 2 weeks. Over the course of a full year, that adds up to roughly $848 in additional pension income. That is not a small number. That is real money that can cover your grocery bills, your electricity costs, or your medical expenses. For couples, the news is equally positive. Each partner in a couple is now receiving 860 scags, $10 per fortnight, up from the previous $841.40. That is an increase of $24,070 per person per fortnight. For a couple combined, that is an extra $49.40 every 2 weeks, or approximately $1,284 more over a full year. And it does not stop there. The pension supplement, that extra amount added on top of your base pension to help with everyday costs like phone bills, utilities, and medicines, has also increased. For singles, the pension supplement is now $83.20 per fortnight. For each member of a couple, it sits at $62.70 per fortnight. The minimum pension supplement, which is the amount you can choose to have paid quarterly if you prefer, has also gone up slightly. Now let us talk about the energy supplement. This is a fixed additional payment that helps pensioners with the rising costs of energy bills across Australia. For single pensioners, this remains at $14.10 per fortnight. For each member of a couple, it remains at $10.60 per fortnight. While this amount has not changed in this particular indexation round, it still forms an important part of your total pension payment, and every dollar counts. So when you add it all together, the base rate, the pension supplement, and the energy supplement, a single pensioner can now receive a maximum total of $1,149 per fortnight. A couple combined can receive up to $1,132.20 per fortnight. These are the maximum rates. What you personally receive depends on the income and assets tests, which we will come to in just a moment. Now let us talk about the income and assets tests, because this is where many pensioners get confused, and it is incredibly important to understand how these thresholds have also been updated. The income test determines how much of the pension you receive based on how much income you earn from other sources, things like part-time work, rental income, interest from savings, or distributions from an account-based pension. For a single pensioner, you can now earn up to $212 per fortnight in income before your pension starts to reduce. For couples combined, the free area is $372 per fortnight. For every dollar you earn above these thresholds, your pension reduces by 50 cents. This is called the taper rate. The assets test works slightly differently. It looks at the total value of your assets, things like savings, investment properties, vehicles, and household contents, but not your primary home if you own one. For a homeowner who is single, the full pension assets threshold is now $314,000. For a homeowner couple, that combined threshold is $470,000. If your assets are above these figures but below the cutoff point, you will receive a part pension. The cutoff point, where the pension reduces to zero, for a single homeowner is now $686,250. For homeowner couples, the combined cutoff is $1,031,000. If you are a non-homeowner, meaning you rent or live in accommodation you do not own, the thresholds are higher to account for the fact that you do not have the asset of a family home. For a single non-homeowner, the full pension threshold is $566,000, and the cutoff point is $938,250. These updated thresholds are incredibly important. If you were previously just over the limit and missing out on a pension or receiving only a small part pension, it is absolutely worth checking whether these new figures now make you eligible for more. Do not assume your situation has not changed. It may well have. Here is something else many pensioners do not realize. Work bonus arrangements are still in place for those of you who are still doing some part-time or casual work. Under the work bonus, the first $300 of fortnightly employment income is not counted under the income test, and any unused work bonus amount accumulates in a work bonus balance, up to a maximum of $7,800. This means that if you take on occasional work, helping at a local market, doing some garden maintenance, or assisting at a community event, the income from that work may not affect your pension at all, depending on your work bonus balance. Now, an important reminder for all our viewers. These updated payments do not happen automatically in terms of your personal situation being assessed. Centrelink uses the information on your file, so it is vital that your details are up to date. If your income has changed, if your assets have changed, if your living arrangements have changed, you need to let Centrelink know. You can do this through your MyGov account linked to Centrelink by calling the Centrelink Older Australians line on 132 300 or by visiting your nearest Services Australia Service Centre. If you are not yet receiving the age pension, but you think you may now be eligible based on these updated thresholds, I strongly encourage you to submit a claim. You can start the process online through MyGov, and in most cases, your payment will be backdated to the date you lodge your claim, so do not delay. Also worth noting, if you receive a Centrelink payment and you have not updated your details in a while, Centrelink may schedule a review of your circumstances. This is routine. Do not panic if you receive a letter about a review. Simply respond promptly and provide the information requested. If you have a financial advisor, an accountant, or a family member who helps you manage your finances, now is a great time to sit down with them and go through these updated figures together. If you found this update helpful, and I genuinely hope you did, please take 2 seconds to give this video a thumbs up. It helps more Australian seniors find this channel and stay informed. And if you have not already subscribed to Aus Pension Update, hit that subscribe button right now and make sure you turn on notifications. Every time there is a change to your pension, a rate update, a policy change, a new government announcement, we will be right here to break it down for you in plain language. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about today's update or if there is something specific about the Australian pension system that you would like us to cover in a future video. We read every single comment and we love hearing from our community. This has been Aus Pension Update. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, and we will see you in the next one.